Welcome back to Midwest War Stories. We're heading further to the west of Grand Rapids to a small but very active city called Muskegon. Muskegon is known for its food, beaches, sports, and tourism. It's home to one of Michigan's only amusement parks, Michigan's Adventure. A very nice place to live, but if you get in the way of the streets or the politics, you will see a different side. Muskegon borders another city, Muskegon Heights. We will dive into the history of those two cities and the dark tales that has plagued the streets. Starting from the west side of downtown Muskegon, we enter the Nelson neighborhood controlled by Mason Street Mafia, or better known as the Mason Street Pirates. Under the umbrella of Mason Street Pirates, you have the mob that was near Park Street and Forest. The rest of the Nelson was controlled by the Mason. On the east side is arguably the biggest and most dangerous, most treacherous and active hood in all of Muskegon, the Wood. The Wood is so large that it goes through 8 different neighborhoods of Jackson Hill, Steele, Angel, McLaughlin, Sheldon Park, Marquette, Oak View, and Marshfield. Under the Wood Street banner you have the Wood, Pine Street, The Hill, Holbrook, Amityville, OMB, GMB PNs, 2-4, and 9 Trey Bloods, Sex Money Murder, and even some Crips and GDs sprinkled in there too. Regardless of affiliation, they run together under Wood Street, and from what we understand and have researched, they are not to be played with. The borderline that cuts off the Mason from the Wood is Peck Street and Sanford Street, and they probably have the longest war since the mid-90s. Once you cross over the train tracks into Muskegon Heights on the east side, you have now just entered East Park Project's territory, known as the Jets. If you aren't from there, don't come there. If Wood Street is the most active hood in Muskegon, East Park would be second. Traveling west of Muskegon Heights, you come up on 2 neighborhoods. One is Midtown Muskegon Heights, where the Baker Street Boys and Hoyt are located. These hoods are small for the most part, but they've been known to get busy. Further to the west is the west side of Muskegon Heights, where they have 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Street. Most people from the west side fly under the Vice Lord banner. Next, you have the south side of Muskegon Heights, known as the South or Southbound. Under the Southbound banner you have Glendale, aka G-Block. You also have GMB, SB, and MBK. Last, you have a few sporadic gangs in the countryside on the outskirts, like Whitehall Crips that hang in the low-income housing, and also another Crip set near Twin Lake. Most people think Muskegon is just countryside, beaches, and Michigan adventures, but what they don't expect to find is how active the streets can be when it's turned up. As you may have guessed, everyone doesn't get along. The Wood don't get along with the Mason. The Jets and the Wood also beef with the west and south side of the Heights. For the most part, Wood Street and East Park have kept a good standing relationship. They have common enemies and most operate under the same United Blood Nation or UBN banner. We will dive into all the stories of Muskegon streets and all the war stories, so like, share, and subscribe to stay on top of all the war stories of the Midwest.